Hi, welcome to the Shed. This is the first episode of our Teacher Tech Tools segment. So in these segments, we're going to review tools that are going to help you as a teacher. Today, we are reviewing the IK Multimedia iRIg Studio, iMic Studio. I don't know. I get confused with all of their names. But here it is. It's a USB mic, condenser mic that can be used on Mac, PC, iOS, Android. I have had no problems with using it on any device without drivers. There are some big names in the playing field for USB mics. The biggest is Blue microphones. You might have heard like, oh, get the Blue Yetti or get the Blue Snowball. Those are great microphones, but this punches above its weight, and it has actually a large diaphragm in there. If you look at one of the Blue microphones, you'll notice it's actually a pretty small diaphragm. The larger the diaphragm, the more accurate response you're going to get from low frequencies and stuff. So if you have this beautiful, dark, rich voice, this is going to, even though it's tiny, it's diminutive in size, but it's going to pick up your full voice really well. So the microphone, I think, is the best piece of gear you can invest in to improve your remote teaching. Just imagine a student with poor bandwidth. The first thing that is going to go away is their video quality. So no matter how fancy you get with writing examples behind you or using animations or presenting your screen, if they have bad bandwidth, they're going to lose that ability really quick. But what they're not going to lose is the audio. So if you have a really, really, really good quality audio source, it is going to be as clear as possible for the student, and it's going to make their experience the best it can be, while also making your experience the best it can be. So I think this microphone is great for two things: for blocking out room noise, and for just like isolating your voice and making it super clear. So let's look at it without its stand. So it comes with like a stand adapter and this little mini tripod stand. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but you can remove the stand by just turning this wheel here, turning the wheel, removing the stand. Look how small it is, especially when it's out of its little stand holder thing. It's really tiny, which is great for if you are going to put this in a bag or something. Maybe I'll just spin it this way. Ooh, this is much faster if I just spin it this way. All right, so here is the microphone. Tiny, tiny, tiny. I have normal sized, large person hands. This is the microphone, super tiny. So let's look at the front. We have a gain knob, so you can adjust the gain depending on your sound source. We have like a gain indicator there, so you can make sure you're not clipping. And the best part about this microphone, you have a headphone volume adjuster, because, ladies and gentlemen, you have a headphone jack, headphone out. So if for some reason you are using your iPhone or an iPad to record audio and you want to hear yourself, or you're recording with something, you can listen to yourself. This has a headphone jack, which is fantastic. So the other connectivity is this little USB, I think it's a micro USB. It's one of those. There's a lot. There's micro, there's mini. But that's how it connects to all the devices. So there's supplied cables for different devices. I'm just going to be using the USB micro, mini, whatever, to USB-A because I'm going to connect to my computer so we can test it, so we can listen to what it sounds like. So as a reference, what I'm using is an AKG C1000S or something like that, 1000S. It is above my head, and that is my main microphone in the studio. It makes it easy for me to just sit down, talk to students right away, record videos like this. I just don't have to worry about it. My room is treated for sound, as you can see, which also makes it nice. But if you're recording in a bedroom or a living room or a dining room, you want to be able to, get rid of the sound of your room. And my room does have some sound. I'm going to clap a little bit. You can hear a little bit of the room. I'm going to plug this mic in and listen to what happens. So give me a second. Let me plug this in. All right, so now I am talking on the IK Multimedia iRIg iMic Studio, and you can already tell that I am way more present in the mix. So let me get a little closer and you can look at it while I talk. So you can see there's the gain knob. I can bring it a little hotter so that if I'm farther away, it's more sensitive. I can bring it down and get nice and tight up against this to kind of reject all of the surroundings around me. Now, one of the things that I don't necessarily love about this microphone is the tiny stand. So this is a tiny stand. It might be great if you have a standing desk and you're able to raise your desk up, but for me, if I put it down on my desk, so I'm putting it down on my desk, and I can raise the gain a little bit, I don't think that's where this mic shines. I think this mic sounds really good if you're about this far away. You can already hear there's more sound of the room. So I'm going to switch back to my regular mic, and we're going to put it on a stand because I think that's how you're going to want to do this too. Give me a second. All right, so to put this on a stand, you could just actually rotate these tiny little, oh, you could throw them on the ground. There's my nice little cable there. You could put this on a bunch of different types of stands. So you can put it on just like a regular mic stand like this. So this is just a short tabletop mic stand, but you can adjust its height. That's one of the things I don't like about that microphone is you can't really adjust its height. But if you put it on a tabletop stand like this, I can adjust the height so that it is right in front of me. And now I'm going to bring my mic level up, and I'm going to mute my regular mic. And now it's out of the way. It's right where it needs to be. I think it's rejecting the sound, but there is one more solution. Ooh, I clipped there. There's one more solution which makes it even more flexible, and depending on what you have around, you might be able to implement this too. So let me show you that one. I'm going to turn the volume down. This is this mic. All right, I'm going to put this on an arm somehow. I can't really spin the arm, but I can spin the mic a couple times to unplug it. So I'm going to put it on this arm. This is an articulating arm, and I think this is the best solution. You can get ones that are relatively cheap. They can clip to the edge of your desk, which is great because then you have all of the freedom of having the mic exactly where you want it without it cluttering up your desk. So let's bring up the volume, Let's remind my computer which input to listen to. Is this the input? This is the input. All right, so we're bringing up that volume. Let me mute my other microphone here. Okay, so now I am talking on the IK Multimedia iRIg iMic Studio. I have all the room underneath here. It's totally out of the way. I could have my laptop out. I could be on a conference call with students. I can have my headphone. It's spinning around on me. It's going crazy. All right. Well, that was a good test of its sound isolation. So it's not picking up from the back. It's a cardioid polar pattern. That means that right in front of the capsule, it's just capturing that sound. It's not capturing it off axis. If your dog barks, right behind you, it's going to capture the reflections off the walls and stuff, but your voice is going to be very clear. It also sounds great on acoustic instruments. So let me grab my guitar. I'm going to position the mic a couple inches away from the sound hole, maybe 6 inches. And I'm going to turn off my main mic here and play. So that is the IK Multimedia iRIg iMic Studio. I really like this product. It's well built, it's small, it's portable, and it gives you a great sound, which will improve your remote teaching. Highly recommend.